Wisconsinpost.com, I'm Metal Mark. Honored and privileged to be here with Mikael from OPETH. How are you, sir?
Not too, well, actually, I'm a bit sick, but still, the sun is out, so that makes me feel a bit happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about 7 shows into this tour with Catatonia. How does it compare to the first go around in North America?
Well, we're playing some smaller cities on this tour, so it's you can't really tell. Actually, it's lots of people coming out, and it's nice to be out with Catatonia again. It's my best friend Jonas in the band, so it's nice to have almost like family in a way, you know. So it's all good. You know, we only done 7 or so shows, so we're still like finding our feet.
Yeah, y'all just played the New England Metal Fest, and y'all went on after Dillinger. Was there a stage left after them? Because we know how insane they are.
Well, it depends on what you want to see.
You
know, we're obviously not as...
You weren't jumping off the speakers or anything?
No, we're not as animated as they are, you know. But we don't step into the festival circuits with the thought of that we're competing, you know.
Yeah.
So we do our thing and they do their thing, and I never feel like, wow, that's a tough act to follow, because we're just so completely different.
Yeah.
You know, so we just went up there and did our thing, you know.
The set list for this tour with Catatonia differs from the first one. Was that because you heard some of the backlash about the least heavy songs, or was this the plan all along, was this to bring it back eventually?
Yeah, I mean, we never intended to turn our backs on the previous records, you know. It's just that when we toured for Heritage, that was the focal point, you know. That's what the record we wanted to promote, which is why we played a lot of new songs and decided to have a set list that kind of fit together with those songs. And but we always plan to, once that album's getting old, which it is now, to kind of mix it up a bit more, you know. So we know that we're doing in North America like usually 3 to 4 rounds for every record, so we can't come back and play the same shit over and over again, you know. So we always plan to mix it up in the future. Very
cool. Now, you mentioned that album came out in 2011, and Frederick in a recent interview said that y'all are in the writing process for the new record. What would be the latest you could say right now?
Well, now it's on, like I would say, a writing break, because I can't write on tour.
Yeah.
You know, I can. I've been working a little bit in my studio, and have some ideas, you know. So after this tour, we have a few festivals, but then it's writing basically, you know. So we'll see.
Do you see yourself going to the studio maybe this year, or would it more than likely be next year?
Maybe this year, but it depends on if I have the songs, you know.
Very cool. Do you have like a mindset? Because obviously Heritage, although it was more melodic, it was still just as powerful and as intense as the previous records. Is the material going to be similar to that, or are you just going to keep going and evolving as you've done?
I don't really know. I mean, I can't say. For me, I would say it so far it doesn't sound so similar, but it's not. I mean, it sounds like OPETH to me.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit heavier. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I only have a few ideas, and I'm not sure what's going to make it on the record. But we never try to follow a record with a similar record. We always try to do something different, you know. So I'm not striving to repeat what we did on Heritage, but I don't, you know, that's part of our sound.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll be a bit of a mix.
It will be your 11th studio album. If somebody told you back in the day that you'd be here 11 studio albums later touring the world, what would you tell them?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that we've been doing it for 23 years, and that we put out so many records and we're still working, you know. But I guess this is the result of us working a lot, you know. And you don't have to have an original sound in order to, so to speak, make it. You know? I think most of the bands who have made it, with the exception of the old cats who started something a long time ago, doesn't necessarily sound so new to me. For us, I don't know. I think I like to think we're a bit different, you know, but we have been working a lot. And if you believe in what you're doing, despite if you're original or if you're just doing what some other band has been doing, if you work hard, you're gonna get somewhere.
Definitely.
So I'm not sure how important it is with bands evolving for the sake of success. I think we might even have been a popular band if we would have played it safe.
Yeah.
But that's never been our. That's not what we're about.
Yeah, you've always been about writing music that you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all of these other bands do the same thing, you know. And it's hard to kind of to know what makes a band successful. But I think it's hard work and touring.
Yeah.
In the metal circus, anyways. For us, I guess we have a diverse crowd, so maybe there's some people who listen to this band who wouldn't necessarily go to other metal shows, but it's impossible to say.
Yeah, very cool. You also did on this tour a cool little record store day acoustic session, and seeing the video of you record store shopping vinyls and everything like that, what is some of your latest finds on vinyl that you've been playing over and over?
Well, I bought some on this tour, but not so much. I have to kind of hold back because I buy too much.
Yeah.
And I buy records I already have. But back home, like, I'm writing columns for a magazine, and each column is based on a record, like an obscure record, and it's in Sweden Rock magazine, so it's like a hard rock metal magazine.
Yeah.
So I'm listening a lot to those records that I'm writing about, you know, just to get some, you know, to get into it, you know. So it's all obscure. I don't think you would have heard of them. Right now I'm working on a piece for a band called Life, out of Sweden, who put out a record in 1970, which is an outstanding record. So that's my next column. I'm almost done with that. But I've been writing about bands like Norman Haines Band, who had Black Sabbath connections in the 60s, and what else? I've done a few. I can't remember now. But, you know, I'm mostly listening to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, speaking of Black Sabbath, have you heard the new song?
I heard 2 songs.
Two songs, yeah.
I like it. You know. I don't dislike it, but it doesn't do that for me. It's. I hope that they're happy with it. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm happy that they're out doing this. There's probably a purpose for them doing this beyond what their fans might say, that it's a cash grab and that kind of stuff. I think it's they have an agenda other than the business side. I think those guys been waiting to do a thing like this. I'm not sure if they're gonna do more, but it is for me. It sounds like they're trying to. Those songs, like they're just trying to deliver songs that are expected from them.
Yeah.
Doomy, heavy songs, and I think it sounds good, but it's not that.
Very cool. Well, I will let you rest up and get better before the show tonight. Do you have any final words to the fans out there?
What can I say? Thank you for supporting us throughout the years, and I'm not sure when this is going to be.
Yeah, the next few days.
Yeah, maybe, you know, hope they come out and see us.
Yes.
On tour.